Well, a 2-week-long wage strike by the South African Municipal Workers Union in the city of eThekwini, it continues to affect service delivery. Waste has not been collected and there are delays in resolving frequent water and electricity cuts. KwaZulu-Natal South African Local Government Association chairperson is Thami Ntuli, who joins us this evening. Mr. Ntuli, good evening to you and thank you for your time. Just talk to us about whether there is any breakthrough this evening in relation to this ongoing strike.
Good evening, Toli, to yourself and your viewers, and thank you for having me. When, as far as the breakthrough is concerned, the Salga were not aware of any. However, we did try to encourage the leadership of the municipality to sit down with the employees so that they find each other, because on our view as Salga, from what we heard from the management of eThekwini, was quite a misunderstanding on the fact that in some of the metros, or in one of the metros, the movement of the wage curves have been implemented. However, according to the national sitting, there was a discussion about moving the wage curves from level 8 to 10, which has not yet been implemented. So according to what we heard from the management, it was quite a misunderstanding, which is bringing now some unfortunate incidents wherein the services are compromised, knowing that eThekwini, in fact, is the economic hub of the province of KwaZulu-Natal.
Yeah.
And the situation which is there is an unfortunate one, hence we're even encouraging the leadership of the municipality to ensure that they sit down with the employees to try and resolve.
Mr. Ntuli, are you still there? All right. Looks like Thami Ntuli is possibly disconnected to us. I'm going to try and see if I can put a question to him in case his connection may have since recovered. All right, Mr. Ntuli, I'm told you are back. I think what you have just explained in your first response reiterates what you said last week, and that is that the demand by workers for wage parity with other metros, this is based on false information. Is that in essence what you are saying? And if indeed it is what you are confirming, why is it then that the workers are not taking this to heart?
Well, according to the information that we have at Salga, is that the movement from the wage curve 8 to 10 has never been implemented anywhere in South Africa. However, we understand the disparities that are there between the salaries of the managers and ordinary employees, which we foresee the problem being caused by the fact that these salaries for the same institution comes from different offices. Like for the senior managers, they are determined by the minister, and for the ordinary employees by the bargaining council, which causes a
All right.
situation where...
Yeah, please continue. I think there is a problem with your mute button, but we can hear you right now.
Yes. Wherein you find that in one municipality, a councillor will be earning quite different from the employees or from the managers, or general employees quite far from what the managers are earning, because the salaries, in fact, they come from different places. And we were of the view as Salga that the negotiations of the salaries is something that takes place at the bargaining council at a national level, where all employees are represented by their unions. And we're not quite sure whether the approach to try and negotiate at a level of a municipality is the approach that will help, because at the end of the day, we're in agreement that the cost of living for the employees is quite unfortunate for what they earn, especially when they compare themselves to the managers. But the only unfortunate part is that the demonstrations are taking place at a municipality level to implement what, according to our knowledge, has never been resolved in order for it to be implemented. That's an unfortunate part. And further to that, the issues of vandalism and the violence, which we believe that there are some criminals who are actually using this when the employees are on a justified demonstration to demand what they believe is their right and belongs to them, and then the element of criminality, which all the employees themselves must really try to discourage it and to separate themselves from those elements which are destroying the infrastructure or the services, because after the strike, the employees are citizens in eThekwini. They're also living there. They will need those services. If then they will be destroyed to an extent where it will be uneasy for the municipality to incur the expenses of renovating or repairing those infrastructure, it will cause problems even for themselves.
Mr. Ntuli, I note in your language that you are saying this is, quote unquote, a justified demonstration by workers. In other words, you seem to suggest that this strike is legal. The last time we checked, the municipal authority said this is an illegal strike, and in fact, some 20 workers had been on suspension. Is that your view, that this strike is legal?
Not necessarily. I'm not saying it is legal. We're aware that the municipality is in a position that the strike itself is not legal. But what I was saying was that the employees do have a right to demonstrate whenever there is an impasse, but in a correct way. They apply for a strike, they get the authority to go on strike, though there are some rights which are legitimate according to themselves that they want to advance. But for this one, we think even the organized labor should have assisted the employees that on a matter that pertains to what they are complaining about, they should have clarified to them that this is still a work in progress, because according to the information that we have at Salga and KwaZulu-Natal, is that a discussion did take place, but no implementation was ever resolved to be done.
All right.
On the matter which the administration.
So let's get your clear stance then as Salga in KZN. There is an ultimatum that if these workers continue to engage in what is seen as an illegal strike, then they will be fired. Does Salga support that view that workers who are engaged in an illegal strike must be fired?
We don't think that is a solution. Rather, we believe the leadership of the municipality ought to engage the employees. They need to sit down. If they feel that they are unable to resolve what is an impasse between the two, they must seek for someone who will try to bring them together. But a threat to expel municipal employees who are on strike, I don't think is a solution to the problem, because what is important is that there are issues that they are raising. Is a need, in fact, for the employees and also the employer to sit down. That is our approach, that A threat to fire is not a solution, and even to strike illegally is not a solution. What is the solution is for them to sit down and look at the solutions to the issues.
Thami Ntuli is the chairperson of the South African Local Government Association in KwaZulu-Natal.